Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I'm so pleased you're here. So I'm continuing with my colour series and today is all about the blues. Blues, beautiful blues. It's a colour palette that I go to when I just want some calm, some tranquility and just to relax and really enjoy being in that present moment. So that's what blues mean to me and I'm going to use all blues today. In fact, I'm using 5 different tones of blue. And I might also add in a silver, but let me take you down now so you can see the colours that I'm going to use and the consistencies. What do we always say? Let's see what we can create. So here are my colours. I've got 5 blues. I'm also going to add a silver, but these are the blue tones that I'm going to be using and the brands. So I will list all of these in the description box as always. You can see I've got a couple by Arteza, pearl sky blue and a pearl electric blue, and then I've got 3 by Amsterdam, brilliant blue, phthalo blue and Prussian blue. So they're the blue tones I'm going to be using. As I say, I might add in a silver. I don't know yet. Let's see how the process goes. Let me see if I do want to add that, but they're the paints I'm going to be using. Let me show you the consistencies now. Okay, so my paints are all mixed up, just paint and water for each of these. 1 part paint, 1 part water. As you can see, it trickles off the spatula back into the cup without a trace. Let me see if I can do it with this one, just so you can see. So it trickles off back into the cup without a trace. And they're all mixed with just water, no pouring medium, no additive, 1 part paint, 1 part water. And I have painted the sides of my canvas. Let me just show you. I'll come around here with the brilliant blue. I just wanted good coverage on my sides, ready for my blowout. So let's go. So this is going to be a bit like a wave. I'm going to have a solid colour in the centre here, and then I'm going to blow the blues and probably a little bit of silver around the edges. So let's get that block colour down. It's the same colour as the sides. So I'm now just going to blow this paint out to just cover this block colour. And then that's going to give me a guide to where I can lay out all my other paints. And remember, my blow dryer is on a cool setting and the lowest blow speed. The cool setting so it doesn't create a film on top of the paint. And the lowest blow speed because that just gives more control because the paint is more fluid. Okay, so I'm happy with that, and now it's going to be about layering the paints around that edge and blowing it around that block colour. You'll see what I mean as we start to layer the paints, but this piece really I want to create some movement and some depth, and I know these blues, this collection of blues in this colour palette will allow me to do that. So I'm going to now place the darker and the lighter blues around this puddle of paint that we've already blown out. So as you can see, it's a bit like how I would layer a wave design. I'm going to start in one corner and then blow the paint all the way around that block colour to the other corner. But you'll see what I mean as we go on. But I just wanted to say a big thank you to each and every one of you supporting me week on week. It really does mean a lot. If this video, you've enjoyed it, then please give it a thumbs up, share it out if you can. It really helps me reach new people across YouTube who might be interested in the kind of work that I do. So a big thank you to each and every one of you in advance for to do that. And remember, if you're not yet subscribed, it's free. So hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified each time I release a new video. Okay, so that's the blues down. So I've now got my silver. This is an iridescent silver by Pebeo. And I'm just going to drizzle some silver around those edges. Just around those edges of the blues that I've already layered. And as I blow those blues and the silver around that block colour, it's going to probably create some cells because I've got a metallic colour and all these blues have different densities, and that's what creates like a cell reaction. So again, I'm just going to use my blow dryer. It's on a cool setting, the lowest blow speed, and I'm just going to go around this painting now, around this canvas, blowing the paint as I go, but kind of teasing that paint so it goes in one direction to allow that illusion of depth and movement. You'll see what I mean when I take you in for a close-up later, but I'm just following the lines as I've layered them, and that's what's creating that movement effect. One tip that I would say is it's about having consistent paint coverage on the canvas. So if you have puddles of paint still on the canvas, then just blow those puddles just to ensure that you've got more of a flat kind of surface. And you can see here, I keep checking my surface area just to ensure that there's no larger puddles of paint. And I do that because that will affect the drying process. If you get cracking in your painting, it might be because you've got puddles of paint, so you've got an inconsistent coverage. It could be the way that you're drying your painting, so if you've got air conditioning or air flowing over the top of your painting, that might cause cracking. Or it might be that you've broken those binders down too much in the paints that you're using when you're just using paint and water. But there's various reasons, but I just wanted to share that with you, that when you're doing this kind of work, just kind of take a look at the surface area like I'm doing now, and just make sure there's no huge puddles of paint that might crack throughout that drying process. So let me take you in now for a closer look at this wet version. And you know what? I really enjoy the colour palette that I've chosen, putting those blues together and adding that silver on top. And it's just really calming for me. I always feel like blues are a calming effect. And I don't want to start the new year by saying it's one of my favourites already, but it really is one of my favourites. And yeah, I'm definitely going to explore more like this. This has given me some ideas I'd like to think about before I share them with you, because I feel that there's some other things that we could do with this kind of technique too. So keep a lookout for those. I'm going to let this dry and then I'll take you in for a closer look at the dry version. So are you ready to see the dry version? Here we go. It's dried beautifully. I haven't yet varnished this. I do varnish all my paintings. I varnish them once they're sold, so they go with a fresh, glossy look to the buyer. And what I would say is I use a Winsor & Newton spray gloss varnish for my creations. So that's what I use. I get quite a lot of questions about that. So that's the brand that I currently use. And I just find using the spray varnish gives a good consistent coverage. A big, big thank you to each and every one of you for being here with me today, for following me along, for encouraging me, and I just hope that you try something like this too. And if you do, let me know how you get on. You can always drop that in the comments below. Have a great week ahead, whatever you're up to creatively. I hope you're having fun, and I really do hope I get to see you again in the next video. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye.